G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. Rachel Zegler is very quickly becoming the most insufferable person in Hollywood. She is about to surpass Brie Larson for being the most annoying person in Hollywood. And she just keeps coming out with more and more and more evidence of how annoying this person can possibly be. And how much garbage and dribble comes out of her actual mouth is actually beyond me. So we've got a couple of new clips. Now, if you haven't seen them already, she continues to say how they're going to change Snow White. If you didn't know, she's the Latino actor that's going to be playing Snow White in Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White. So we've got a couple of new clips from her, and they're absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's take a listen to some of the shit that she actually has to say.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't think that's what the story is. I think you've got it all misunderstood there, Rachel. I don't think that that's what the story is. And if you were ever a fan of it, I think it's a little bit ridiculous to come out and say that it was a little bit weird. We're remaking it, but we're remaking a weird story. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that she says that it was made in 1937, and it's very evidently so because she was stalked by this prince. And again, I haven't watched Snow White in a fucking long time. I don't watch these kinds of shows, but it's very evident to me that this woke bullshit just keeps coming out with these remakes and shit that they want to do and change it for new modern audiences. It's absolutely pathetic.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
No
no
shit.
Prince or a different kind of Prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude. The way she says that and then puts her head down and then goes straight back into her thing. Like, it's, oh man, it just goes to show how much these people hate men. They hate white, straight males. And it's very clear and very evident. This movie is going to tank just because of the way that they're promoting this movie. And we're not even up to the point where they're actually going to be promoting it. Can you imagine what this is going to be like when they're actually doing the rounds to release the actual movie? Let's hear that again.
Kind of Prince.
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story.
Well, it's apparently not going to be a love story. This is about how Snow White comes into her empowerment and how powerful she is. And instead of being fair skinned, she's going to be just. They're changing the definition of everything in this movie. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
Cast a
Andrew
guy.
Burnap, great dude.
Great dude.
It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
What?
It's Hollywood, baby.
So all of his scenes could get cut, but we don't know if it's going to be a love story until 2024. I thought this whole story was basically a love story. And again, why are you making Snow White when it's not even close to Snow White? Not only have we got a non-white Snow White, we don't have any dwarves, we've got no 7 dwarves, and they're completely changing the story. Completely changing it. Like I said, this chick is so insufferable. Absolutely annoying as fuck. And I thought I hated Brie Larson for this kind of shit. Like I said, she is very quickly becoming famous for all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. But that's not it. That's not it at all. We've also got this clip, and I just want to play this, and then I want to show you something when she's finished saying what she's got to say here.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. I was...
Okay, so she's saying that she was terrified of the film. And she only ever watched it once. But I'm sure there's been times, I've heard it through a lot of the videos that people have been doing on this insufferable piece of garbage, saying that she was actually a really big fan of Snow White. And this is where my little comment here comes into play. I don't believe her. These are pictures of her dressed up as Snow White as a kid. Does this look like a person that was afraid of the movie? Does this look like a person that visited it once as a child and she hasn't watched it in 16, 17, 18 years? Like, maybe she hasn't watched it in that time, right? But this little kid here does not look like somebody that was scared of Snow White. I don't believe her when she says this absolute bullshit about it. Hear it again.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it
scared
once
of
and then
it.
I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went.
I watched it once and then I decided to dress up as Snow White. And of course, that whole thing that she dressed up as Snow White completely goes against the narrative of the woke bullshit side of this, where she's, you know, we're not casting a white and we're not going to make it fair, as in fair skin, even though her skin is white as snow. You know, we're not going to make it like that. We're going to say fair is more just. She's going to be just. And she's going to strive to be the strong woman that her dad said that she could be. But the fact that she comes out and says absolute garbage like this is what, like I said, is making her the most annoying person in Hollywood right now. And if you didn't see some of the other clips, there's heaps of videos out there where she's at the strike and she's saying that, you know, because she had to dress up as Snow White for 18 hours to do a shoot, she should get to receive royalties for every hour that it's streamed, which I'm not too sure is actually what they're, you know, fighting for or striving for at this strike, but it seems to be what Rachel Zegler wants. This is absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And it's like Clown World says here, everything woke turns to shit. And this movie is going to turn to shit. It's already turned to shit. No one's wanting this movie to come out. Nobody wants to see this movie. And from all the leaks and everything that we've seen, nobody cares. No one cares. And no one's going to care about this moving forward. Let me know what you guys think about this insufferable piece of garbage, this Hollywood elitist who's like 20 years old or something like that and has no idea about anything real in life. Let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.